Hello, may I speak with Mr. Isaac? Oh, Isaac's currently away. I'm Carolyn, his wife. Can I take a message instead? Oh, no worries. You can come instead. We are calling from St. John Elementary School. Your son Ethan was involved in an incident today. Apparently, he punched a little girl. The little girl's being treated at the school's clinic right now, but we need a parent or guardian to come in for a meeting to discuss his behavior. I don't have a. I'll be there right away. Hey there, I'm Carolyn, and I want to tell you about the crazy evening that shattered the illusion of our perfect marriage. You see, my husband has always been dead set against lies and secrets, and boy, does he have a jealous streak that could rival a raging bull. After a fun night out with my friends, they dropped me in front of our house. We exchanged warm goodbyes, promising to catch up again soon. The laughter and contentment from the evening still lingered within me as I approached our front door, unaware of the storm that awaited me inside. As I turned the doorknob, my heart skipped a beat when I saw my husband, his face fuming with anger, waiting for me with his arms crossed. "What took you so long? Who were you with?" He demanded an answer from me, not even allowing me to catch my breath or at least change my clothes. Just the girls, as I mentioned before. We actually had a great time together, catching up and sharing stories. Can you believe that Marianne has a new man again? Good for her, though. Her ex did not deserve her at all. His jealousy and suspicions consumed him in that moment. Without warning, he reached for the nearest object, a glass vase filled with delicate flowers, and he hurled it towards me. Fortunately, I got to dodge the flying projectile, feeling the rush of air as it sailed past, narrowly missing me. He has always had this violent tendency, but I always thought that at least it wasn't towards me. He would just punch the wall and break things on the ground, but now I was shocked that it was towards me. Fear coursed through my veins as I took a step back, my trembling hands clasped against my chest. "Why are you lying to me? Tell me the truth. You girls were with other men, weren't you?" I was shaking, but I mastered enough strength to defend myself from his accusations. "What?" "But I'm not lying, I promise. It was a night with my friends. We were simply enjoying each other's company. You can call them up and they will tell you the same thing." His doubt was relentless. He wanted concrete proof and affirmation from someone else. In a fit of rage, he grabbed his phone and dialed one of my friend's numbers, desperate to confirm his suspicions. My heart raced as the phone rang. At first, there was no response from the other end, and my husband's grip on another vase tightened. I silently prayed that my friend would pick up to prevent another outburst of my husband's anger. To my relief, the call connected. My friend's voice came through the speaker. My husband wasted no time and fired away his questions. "Oh, yeah, totally. We went to the Pearl Bar, that exclusive spot where it's strictly a girls' night out. Men aren't even allowed to enter. The bartenders are all women, too." Those words seemed to lift the anger from my husband's face. His grip on the vase loosened and he slowly set it down. The realization sank that I had been telling the truth all along. He approached me and caressed my hair. He let out a heavy sigh. "I'm so sorry, Carolyn. I just really, really, really hate secrets and lies. You know that I want complete honesty in our relationship. I love you too much to let anything break our marriage." I just stood there, still shaken by what just happened. It seemed that silence was the only response I could master. As much as I want to understand him, I just knew that the trust had been shattered and the cracks in our marriage were now visible. Sensing the tension, my husband's face reddened and a hint of embarrassment flickered in his eyes. He knew he had crossed a line, letting his jealousy push him to the edge. Without a word, he turned away and made his way to the door. Watching him leave, I couldn't help but wonder where he was headed. I hope he uses it to reflect and process the depth of his insecurity that damaged our relationship. The silence was broken by the unexpected sound of a ringing phone. I rushed to answer the call, hoping for a familiar voice or a friendly conversation to comfort me, or at least distract me from the traumatizing incident with my husband. Little did I know the words that greeted me on the other end of the line would forever alter the course of our lives. Hello, may I speak with Mr. Isaac? Isaac's currently away. I'm Carolyn, his wife. Can I take a message instead? Oh, no worries. You can come instead. We're calling from St. John Elementary School. Your son Ethan has been involved in an incident today. Apparently, he punched a little girl. The little girl's being treated at the school's clinic right now, but we need a parent or guardian to come in for a meeting to discuss his behavior. Son? The word echoed in my mind. Confusion and disbelief washed over me, mingling with a deep-seated curiosity that tugged at my heart. My thoughts raced as I grappled with the decision before me. Should I correct the principal's assumption, reveal that there must be some misunderstanding or a mistaken identity? I don't think my husband has a child that he kept from me. I think he made it pretty clear earlier that he hates lies and secrets. I don't have a. I'll be there right away. Arriving at the school, the principal greeted me and led me to a small conference room where the meeting would take place. Sitting across from the principal, I listened intently as he described the incident. The details of my supposed son's actions were unfathomable. Your son, Ethan, will face the necessary consequences for his actions. We hope that you can work with him at home to address his behavior and prevent any further incidents from occurring. As the meeting came to a close, I thanked the principal for their time. I made my way to the designated spot where I would meet Ethan. Hi, Ethan. I'm Carolyn. Hi, Miss Carolyn. It's nice to meet you. Where's Daddy? They said he was coming. The child was so polite, it's hard to believe that it was a child who punched a little girl. I'll bring you to him later, but first, can I ask who your mother is? He hesitated at first, unsure whether to share such a personal information. Slowly, he reached from the pocket, delicately opening it to reveal two tiny pictures nestled inside. It was a bittersweet sight. One photo was of a woman I had never met, and the other, to my surprise and disbelief, was a picture of my husband Isaac. This is mommy, and this is my daddy. My heart sank as I realized the truth that had been hidden from me for far too long. Ethan was indeed the son of my husband, the product of a relationship that had remained secret until this moment. I cannot believe this is the same man who is so scared of being lied to or having a secret kept from him. I felt a surge of heartbreak and anger bubbling up within me, but I quickly pushed those feelings aside, reminding myself that Ethan was not to blame for his father's actions. I also knew that building a bond with Ethan was essential to ensure that he felt supported and loved during this difficult time. Hey, how about we take a little break from school and go grab some ice cream? As I suggested it, Ethan's face lit up with excitement. Yay! Ice cream! We ventured out to a nearby ice cream parlor where we sat at a cozy table and indulged in our favorite flavors. As we savored each bite, I asked Ethan about his hobbies, his favorite subjects in school, and his dreams for the future. We laughed, we shared stories, and a beautiful connection began to blossom. But still, I couldn't ignore the pressing question that lingered between us. Ethan, can you tell me why you punched the little girl at school today? I want to be like Daddy. What do you mean by that, dear? He always does that to Mommy. A lump formed in my throat as I absorbed his words, and tears welled up in my eyes. Guilt washed over me, realizing the pain and fear Ethan must have witnessed in his young life. In that instant, my heart ached, not only for Ethan but also for his mother, the woman I had never met but who shared a profound connection with me through my husband's deceit. I'm so sorry about that, Ethan. No child should ever have to go through something like that. You should know that punching someone is bad and you shouldn't copy it, okay? But you're a brave boy for sharing this with me. He didn't really respond to what I have said. I didn't really expect him to do so as well because he's too young to understand something that deep. His gaze was fixed on his melting ice cream. I asked Ethan to show his locket again. After close inspection, I noticed that it contained contact information of his parents as well. It was a serendipitous discovery, and I gathered the courage to make the call. After all, she has to know what had happened with her son at school. Hello, who's this? I took a deep breath and I introduced myself as Isaac's wife and explained that we needed to talk in person. To my surprise, Christine agreed to meet. I can hear it in her voice that she was very curious and concerned as well. We arranged to meet at a nearby park. Arriving to the place, I searched for Christine's face as it was displayed in Ethan's locket. Our eyes met and we exchanged polite smiles. We let Ethan have fun in the playground while we sat on a quiet bench where we could talk freely. We shared intricate details of our stories, the shared experiences of Isaac's deception and Ethan's incident. Finally, I brought up an important topic. Christine, I'm sorry if I'm crossing a line here, but Ethan mentioned that Isaac frequently punches you. Is that true? Oh, it's nothing really. It's probably my fault anyway. I don't know. It's heartbreaking to see her brush off incidents like that. But I wanted to help her. Woman protect woman. No, Christine, it's not your fault. No one deserves to be treated that way. Just this morning, Isaac threw a vase at me just because of a simple misunderstanding. I don't want either of us to endure this any longer. Domestic violence is a crime, and we can file a case against him for that. We just have to gather enough evidence. Oh, no. Things will just get too complicated. Plus, it will just anger Isaac even more. My body's barely recovering from the last time. I understand your fears, Christine, but think about Ethan. We owe it to our children to give them a safe and loving environment, don't you think? We can't let fear hold us back. I'm here for you, and I'm willing to help you. You're right, Carolyn. You, Ethan, and I deserve better than this. Let's do this. Christine invited me to her home to discuss our plans while Ethan was sleeping in his bedroom. We sat across from each other at a small table in their living room with our laptops open and a notepad filled with ideas scattered between us. According to my lawyer, we need to document every instance of Isaac's abuses. We need to be meticulous about this if we want to build a strong case against Isaac. Right. So we have to create timeline of incidents, noting dates, descriptions, and witnesses. It will be helpful if we also have documents of any physical injuries or scars we suffered. Oh yeah. Whenever Isaac would lay his hands on me, I would take photos of the bruises on my phone as a way to validate my pain. It breaks my heart to think about it, but those photos are a testament to the truth. I also have medical records since I have to see a doctor to get my wounds and bruises treated. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Christine. We should also gather relevant texts, emails, or social media messages that shows his aggressive behavior. We can also reach out to any friends or family members who may have witnessed or heard about the abuse. Right, like when Isaac called up my friend just to test if I was telling the truth. I can also attach screenshots of when I had to chat with my friends whenever Isaac's aggression scares me too much that I have to be away from the house or sleep in theirs for the meantime. With a growing pile of evidence, we knew we were on the right path. The legal proceedings were underway. In the courtroom, Isaac's weak defenses crumbled under the weight of the truth. His attempts to downplay the incidents and cast doubt on the validity of our evidences fell flat in the face of the overwhelming proof we presented. Our legal team fought passionately, ensuring that our stories were given the justice we deserved. In the end, justice prevailed. The judge granted Christine full custody of Ethan, recognizing that his well being and safety were of utmost importance. Isaac was sentenced to jail and was held accountable for his actions and the pain he had inflicted upon us, the people he was meant to love and protect. Christine found solace in the knowledge that her child would grow up in a safe environment, free from the fear and violence that have endured for far too long. While I found solace in the knowledge that I get to divorce him and have a second chance in life where I no longer have to feel scared in my own home, we both began the process of healing and rebuilding our lives. With Isaac confined within the cold walls of a jail cell, the three of us gathered in the very same parlor where Ethan and I shared our first bonding moment. Indeed, the sweetness of justice is best enjoyed with a scoop of ice cream in hand.